Time is against you. Anything can happen. A war can erupt. Anything can go wrong. When you're sure of something that is very big, very successful, don't drag it. Just go and do it very fast.
Are you that kind of person that's binary, that you either love someone or you hate someone, or you love a project or you don't?
Yes. I don't settle for anything in between. It's either everything or nothing.
Are you the same in business?
Yes.
Very black or white, like either you do a project or not, and either you work with someone or not?
Yes, unfortunately my character is a bit emotional. So if I don't like the person in front of me, even if I'm going to do $1 billion of profits, I won't work with him. I consider that God has been gracious to me. So why the hell should I work with someone I don't like? It's a luxury of being rich. You can choose who you work with. Yeah. It's also because the one quality or the one issue in life that is diminishing is time, is your life. Because you have a timeline where you will die. Okay, thank God we don't know when we are going to die, but it's not like you're going to live forever. So why waste your time on something that has negative energy? Or when I do a business, I always put the fact that you have to do it very fast in order to be successful. If it drags, if it takes too long, because if it's a good transaction, it's a good business, time is against you. Anything can happen. A war can, in the country you're working, can erupt. The partner you have dies. Anything can go wrong. So when you run on something, when you're sure of something that is very big, very successful, don't drag it. Just go and do it very fast, because then you are avoiding what you don't know.
Yes. Do you think, though, that sometimes when people do things fast, they might not do them well?
No, they tend to make, let's say if you do things fast, you might do mistakes because you didn't take the necessary amount to. But my philosophy is always, okay, I do 100 things and maybe 2 or 3 are wrong because I was not patient. I'm not a patient person also. So, okay, then the ratio is 97%, 96%. Better than being very thorough and then only do two things in your life.
That's so true. The idea of the power of taking a human and their name or their personality and associating it with their brand. So I wanted to ask you about this. What do you think of this strategy?
In my specific case is, first of all, I did not confine myself in business. So I'm not just looked at as a business figure. I'm looked at as a party animal at night and all the any clubs or any bars in Cairo. They surely will find me there if I'm not at home. I classify myself also as a political figure, someone that cares about his country or the Arab world in general. So I've been out there to people, and I'm very approachable to people. So, and then of course I'm successful in my business. So it's a combination. It's different than in America. Well, it's not different anymore because Elon Musk is now a politician too. So you can, but I'm from the beginning, people consider me a people's man because I walk in the street, I get stopped by anyone and I answer and I take a picture of anybody who wants, and anybody who asks me for anything, if he looks even like, if he's very poor or he's sitting on the floor or just stands up and asks me for something and I can do it, I will do it. So I'm approachable. I don't have any bodyguards. I sit next to my driver. So being approachable, in my case, I think I created a brand that is a human brand. It's a humanistic brand. So, of course, that helps me in my business. Then my success in business gives people the feeling, okay, this guy is not going to deliver short. He's not going to make something that is not great, that is not the best. And I'm very, I have to use the Arabic word, عيل يعني. In my mind, I'm still a little boy, So I will not settle for second. The best example, I was the second in the Polytechnic in Zurich, and I graduated from the ETH. It's the equivalent of MIT in Europe. But because I was the second, I never told anybody because I was not the first. So I want to be either the first or I don't want to be. So in whatever I do, so if I'm a DJ or I'm putting music, my music has to be the best. I think I will dress up to look as one of the best dressed up men, something like. So I'm a bit egocentric in that.
I love how at peace you are with yourself. I think it's refreshing, and I think you touched on a few things. One, when you bring the human brand, as long as you're displaying humanity, which means you said, I like to be childlike, I like music, I like to party, I'm a businessman, I'm good at it. And I think this is what the world sometimes finds hard to accept, because if they see you as an engineer, you're just supposed to be doing engineering things. If they see you as a chef, you should just be cooking. And if you start to play football and you're a chef, they're like, why are you playing football? You're supposed to be cooking. So I think that's the beauty of being human, that you're multifaceted and you can do 16 things.
I'll give you an example. So I was in a concert lately in Egypt, and for 2 hours I was cheering in the concert, and then the video went viral. So stupid me, I'm asking, why did it go viral? And then I remember, yes, you're nearing 70 years old, you're not supposed to be sitting there and cheering up like that. So I forget I don't realize my age too, I still sometimes jump from the bed in the morning and I'm like, oh, you're not 30 anymore,
But that's the beautiful thing. You use the word you're not supposed to. The question is then, what are we supposed to do?
Me?
No, I mean in general.
Me, there is nothing I'm not supposed to do. I have a T-shirt that says, I do what I want.
Exactly. One of the most sad things that we see, I always talk about how babies are extremely curious. They'll put sand in their mouth and they'll realize I don't like it. They'll open drawers. They're so curious for life as children. And then while you grow up, the society tells you, don't do this, this is aib, this is haram, this is that. And suddenly, you're a very confined kind of personality that's not curious anymore. I think the ones that become great fight for that childlike curiosity to stay, and I see it in you.
Yes, but one day I should grow up or not.
This and this. I think if you do, I don't think you will be as great as you are. I don't think so. I think that's what makes it beautiful. And I think that's why everybody's smiling and happy and connecting, because we all want to be childlike. We all want to be curious and fun. So I think you're showing that very nicely. Okay, now that we associated your name to your brands, what are the positives, what are the negatives?
No, for example, when I went to the real estate business, this was like 4 or 5 years ago, and the fact is I was not supposed to go there because my middle brother, this is his business, and we had a brotherly agreement that nobody competes against his brother, but I sold my telecom company and I was jobless. So, so I can't sit still like that. So, and I love building stuff, and so I went into real estate. So this is a good example of connecting your brand, and actually in 3-4 years I became one of the top 3 developers in Egypt. In 3 years, people were there in business in 25. It's like being equal to Amar in 3 years or 4 years, So, and what happened is that the brokers manipulated my name. So they used to send to people, buy this villa on the north coast from Naguib Sawiris. But this is not the name of my company. My company's name is Aura. It has nothing to do with me. But the fact that they used my brand, my name, everybody bought because people trust, that you are going to, they trust your honesty. They know you're going to deliver something better than whatever they imagine, and they know you're not going to cheat, so it works. So, I mean, I felt for the first time that my brand has been monetized.
Okay. But then what's the negative of connecting your name?
The negative is, imagine a guy comes to you and says, you sent me a message telling me to buy an apartment in this. فأنا بقيت بياع I became a salesman, and it looks a bit trashy. They're trashing your name, when you tell people buy because it's Naguib's, So it's a negative one in a way, But in the end, we failed to stop it. So, but now I think people more and more are concentrating on our company's brand, I hope.
And do you think, Ustad, that it's more positive to have a name associated to a brand or not?
Yes, for sure, because people like to feel that there is the human element, Imagine now with AI, what AI will do, it will eliminate the human element in a big time, in a big way, So you will see a painting, so wow, this is beautiful. Who did it? It's AI So you will be disappointed. Imagine if you watching a movie and you think, okay, this is not anymore more Sylvester Stallone, it's just a fictitious person. So it kills a lot this feeling. So I feel people will always prefer to have a human being identified to the product or to the project or to the fight or politics.
And then the thing I wanted to ask you is, I'm sure this is a challenge, but how do you stay relevant and trendy? Because there are brands that come up, they have a great year, everybody's talking about them, but in 3 years, nobody's talking about them. But you personally managed to stay relevant with other generations. I would say even from Gen Z all the way to our generations. And how do you do that? Is it an intentional thing? Because a lot of things can become out of fashion or not relatable to a new generation. So I think it's an important question on the sustainability of your brand.
There are two things here. One, you have to be lucky, because there's no one who can, I can talk about my failures, but the thing is, in this society, people know your successes and don't know your failures. So they think you're like a Superman, but it's not true all the time. The second thing is, I don't want to get into religious, but I am a very strong believer in God. So you can call it luck or call it your connection to God, okay? And I say God and I put a point. I'm not interested in all the stories after God. So whether this was this religion or that or this, I just believe that like there's only one God and you have to have a relation with him, and I have an excellent relation with him, even though I don't pray and I don't go to. But my point is, if God is with me, how can I lose?
Ustad Naguib, what would you advise any entrepreneur or any person that's starting up and thinking, do I actually connect my name to my brand, or should I stay behind the scenes? Because some people feel intimidated or shy, or they're like, I don't want to connect my name. But in your experience, what would your advice be for these people starting up?
First, he should not put his name until it's successful.
صح.
Or he's risking to kill his brand from the start. But once it's successful, it's good to associate your name with it, you know.
So you would recommend that if they build a really good project, to at least show their face that I am behind this.
After the first signs of success, again.
حلو. شرط حلو هذا. Okay. In your opinion, I don't even know how much time we have. Okay, we're good. Yeah, we're good. What would you want, Mr. Naguib, that your companies and your brands say about you in the next 20, 30, 50 years?
Happiness. My joy is when people come and receive a unit and are shocked that it's far better than what they've expected to get. This is you're giving them something that they did not expect, not just with their money worth, but it's more what they thought they will expect. So happiness, and then that the project you do includes elements of happiness, whether it's greenery, whether it's water, whether it's entertainment, whether it's weather, or whether it's the quality of the management of the project, quality of the people around them. So happiness, that's like, for me, that's my, I can give you an example, is that I designed my own boat, my last boat, which is 10 years old now, because unfortunately I designed it in a way that there is no more, I have no more wishes in any other boat, so I'm stuck with this boat now till the end. But the day I went to receive it, I was shocked on how better it was than anything I would have imagined that I was involved in. So that feeling I want to give to everybody. Because I'm happy when people are happy. I'm not happy when the people around me are not happy. I cannot be happy if I feel that the majority of the people are not happy. I cannot enjoy my status of not being poor or being rich when I find that everybody around me is poor. You know, it just takes the taste out of my success, my own success. It's again egoistic. I don't want to be the only happy one in the room. You know, happiness spreads, and it spreads when you share. So that's how I feel about it.
Looking at the current generation, Ustad, and it's a very different world, but it seems you're very connected to what's happening even on social media and in life and media and all of these things. Looking at Gen Z and all the generations that are coming after, what do you feel that you could make a point on that might help them also in their journey because they're starting?
First, this generation was tinted with the few successes of the Facebook and Twitter and all these young guys who became billionaires. So the new generation sometimes is too focused to find the application that will make him very rich. Okay, in fact, there is a diminishing type of applications with time. With time, it's not going to get bigger; it's going to get smaller. So don't get fixed on one idea. And that's the first advice. Second advice is, don't you ever think it's because you're intelligent or your grades in school are good that you're going to make it. If you're not willing to put the hard work behind this intelligence, and I say hard work, when you're starting, you should work 12 hours, 14 hours. You should work until you feel, okay, I've jumped from the 0 point to 0.1. I've succeeded in a way. So without hard work, no way. Third, don't cut any corners. Don't cheat, don't cut any corner, because the one corner you will cut and you think it will be forgotten, it will label you for life. So your reputation, your brand should not be tinted with anything. It's like me when I'm voicing my opinions in politics in Egypt, which are usually very true. Which should not be the case, but it's because I don't have anything to hide. I'm not worried from anything. You see, they can't come and say, but you did this, you did that. They will have to frame me in if they wanted to get me into something.
So 3 things.
Yeah.
And you said something I think that's very important to leave with everybody. It's that if you're talented and you're intelligent alone, it's not enough.
No. And also, I on the verge of being religious, I believe it's a big bonus if you believe in God, because we have time. So I have an atheist friend, so he doesn't believe in God. So he always makes fun of me because I use God's name in every. And he says, I told him, okay, you want to understand the difference between you and me? He says, yes, please explain to me. I'm not trying to convert him because I don't like people trying to convert anybody from whatever he believes. Each one should believe what he believes. So I told him we both fell into a hole. It's the same dimension, same depth, everything. Me and you, we shouted, we tried to get out, we did our best, both of us, and we couldn't get from the hole. Here's the difference. Me, I have hope because God can do anything. He can still take me out of the hole. You're stuck.